The world was stunned today by the death of Diego Ricardo, the youngest person on the planet. The youngest person on Earth was 18 years, 4 months, 20 days, 16 hours and 8 minutes old.
I'm sorry about the theatrics. Police have been a pain lately.
So why did you come to me?
I trust you.
Show him.
Your baby is the miracle the whole world has been waiting for.
That's it! That's it!
We will find a way to get you to the human project.
I'm explaining a film from 2006 titled Children of Men. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the content. The scene begins by showing the condition of the world in 2027. At that time everyone in the world is witnessing the sad news about the death of the world's youngest man. This fact implies that there are no more young people in the world. The fact is that now women can no longer get pregnant, since 17 years ago. Meet Thelenius Farron, or who is usually called Theo, a former activist for justice. He now works as an office man who is a bit boring. The world is not doing well right now. In fact, almost all governments in all countries in the world are no longer there. Fortunately, Theo lives in England, the only country in the world with a functioning government. This has caused illegal immigrants from other nations to come to England, believing that if they settle in England, they will be able to enhance their fortunes. One day, Theo met a man named Jasper, who was like a father to him. On the way, Jasper stated that now that the British government had begun to move firmly against immigrants, they would not hesitate to murder them. Jasper then drove Theo to his house in the midst of the forest, where he said that he was now running a narcotics operation that was being sold to some unscrupulous military personnel. He also discussed the human ship project that contains scientists to research women who are now experiencing mass infertility, but this is still just a rumor because no one knows for sure about the existence of this ship. Based on rumors circulating that this ship is disguised as a fishing boat. The next day Theo returned to his routine where he had to go to work at a company. When Theo was on his way to his office suddenly he was kidnapped by people driving a black van. When he arrived at the detention location, Theo was very surprised that the mastermind behind his kidnapping was Julian, his ex-wife. She is the chairperson of the Fishes, a group that fights for immigrants from the British authorities who treat them unfairly. Julian has excellent intentions, however the British government regards this organization as a terrorist organization. Julian informs Theo that he urgently requires his assistance in preparing passage documents for an illegal immigrant for a price, and he accepts the request. The following day, Theo went to a government office managed by an old acquaintance of his. Upon seeing him, he quickly revealed why he had come here to get a transit letter for an immigrant. He couldn't say no to Theo's request for the letter because of their relationship. After receiving the letter, Theo met Luke, Julian's partner. After talking for a long time Luke also gave some money to Theo according to his promise before. When he was going back home he met Julian who was on the same bus with him. Julian tells him that she has an important secret that can change the world. She also invites Theo to meet an immigrant who also has an important secret for the world. Julian promised to reveal everything when she arrived at the fish organization headquarters, when on the way suddenly a group of people attacked them. To make matters worse, Julian was hit by a shot that hit her in the neck. Instantly everyone in the car panicked. Luke was forced to kill 2 policemen while they were on patrol and alleged that he had killed Julian. Unfortunately Julian's life could not be saved, so they buried her in the forest. Theo just realized that his ex-wife had died. There was nothing he could do but mourn the death of her. When they arrived at the fish, Luke ordered one of his men to take Theo to his room to rest. The day before night Theo was summoned by a woman named Miriam, to meet Key, the female immigrant that the late Julian had told her about. Key then revealed the secret that Julian had said before. It turned out that she was pregnant. That was the secret. Of course this shocked Theo, knowing that all women in the world are now infertile. Theo reasoned that Key was not the only pregnant lady in the world, perhaps there were many more women who were pregnant but remained unnoticed. When they saw the news on TV that Julian, who was deemed a terrorist, had died, they picked Luke as the new head because the organization now had no leader following Julian's death. Theo walked outdoors to get some fresh air since he couldn't sleep because he was restless. Unexpectedly, he overheard a chat from Luke, the mastermind behind Julian's killing. Luke seems to have betrayed Julian because he is obsessed with the fish organization and he is using it as a tool against the British government by using the baby that Key will give birth to later. Thus the immigrants want to help Luke against the British government. This is clearly contrary to Julian's goal of fighting for justice for immigrants. After that, Theo rushed to Key's room and woke her up. He asked her to get out of there immediately. Theo exposed all of Luke's cunning, while Key believed everything he said because after all Theo was someone who was once close to Julian, her best friend. Key finally agreed to Theo's invitation to leave there. Lucky for them, Theo, Key and Miriam managed to escape from that place. Theo took them to meet Jasper. In a critical condition like now, Jasper was the only person he trusted. Arriving at Jasper's residence, Theo told him about Key, who was now pregnant. Jasper promised to help Theo to deliver Key to the ship of the secret human project, so that the current chaos would be resolved. Jasper also requested assistance from his drug clients in transporting Theo to the ship, and Key stated that her pregnancy was now 8 months old. Key was also surprised that she was the only woman in the world who could become pregnant. Jasper thought that Key's pregnancy would help to enhance the life cycle, which is now in decline. Jasper saw that some members of the fish had discovered Theo and his pals' hiding location early in the morning. Jasper quickly caught up with Theo and told him and the others to go right away. Jasper would wait and buy time to attract the fish people. After they left, from a distance Theo saw Jasper, who was being tortured by members of the fish. He was very upset and devastated to see that fact. Jasper, who he had considered as his own father, had to die to defend him and the others. But Theo couldn't get carried away with this sadness. He had to keep going to help Key. He also went to a place that had been told by Jasper earlier. Theo would meet with a military leader who would help them get to the humanitarian project. After meeting with the military man, Theo and Key apparently will be taken to a place that has been planned. After arriving at the border, the military leader suggests to Theo to meet a woman who knows the details of the humanitarian project, after which Theo is directed to get on a bus that is going somewhere. On the way, Key felt pain in her stomach that seemed to have contractions. When the bus was about to enter the transit letter checkpoint, Miriam was caught by the officers because she did not have the letter. Checkpoints at the post were so stringent that one officer even beat Miriam for complaining. When they got at their location, Theo and Key attempted to locate the woman mentioned by the military chief. Finally, Theo found a woman named Marichka, who brought Theo and Key to her room. Key gave birth to a healthy baby girl that night.
I fucking can't!
Yes, you fucking can! Come on! Key! That's it! That's it!
Stop it!
In the morning, a guy dressed as a thug knows Theo's face as a runaway from the fish. When the guy was going to hand Theo over to the fish, Marichka suddenly slapped him till he was unconscious, as he had been stunned by the baby that Key had just given birth to. Marichka then invited Theo and Key to go somewhere. She showed the path that led to the Human Project. Then in that place a man who was a member of the Human Project was very surprised to see the baby Key was carrying. Finally they now got protection from the Human Protection Project soldiers. Theo and his friends will be taken by boat to the Human Project when the time comes, but their plan doesn't go smoothly. It turned out that the fish managed to find the whereabouts of Key. Luke then took Key somewhere. When the fish group is about to kill Theo, a military troop arrives to save him. Theo didn't waste the opportunity and then he looked for Key. Theo saw Luke taking Key to a building. After hearing Key's baby sobbing, Theo followed him inside the building and found Key. When Theo and Key were ready to depart, Luke noticed them and shot him in the stomach. Slowly suffering the pain, Theo escorted Key and her baby out of the area. Everyone who heard the baby scream felt Key was a true miracle from God. Even the military troops who fought the fish were taken aback when they saw the baby she was cradling. Theo proceeded to urge Key to leave there, and the two of them were escorted to the boat traveling to the Human Project ship by Marichka. Theo and Key immediately boarded it and rowed the boat, heading to a secret ship called the Human Project. Unexpectedly, when they were in the middle of the sea, Theo experienced severe bleeding caused by the fish groups shot earlier. Because his wound was too serious, Theo finally died beside Key, who was holding her baby, but his mission was successful, namely delivering Key and her baby safely to the Human Project ship, along with the end of the film. Thanks for watching, and we do really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. Your support would be appreciated. I hope to see you next time.